Ms. Lantsman. Ms. Lantsman, you will begin, and the floor is yours. You have 6 minutes.
Thank you so much, and thank you to officials for joining us today virtually. I want to go back to the infrastructure bank, and we heard from the minister. We know that projects take time, so we can dispense of that. But the CIB has been in existence now since November of 2017. That's 5 years. Can you tell us how many projects this delivery model has actually built? Just a number.
Thank you for the question, Mr. Chair. The Canada Infrastructure Bank is involved, as the minister mentioned, in 33 different projects. A number of them are underway. And as we know, large infrastructure projects do take time to complete. So none are completed, but infrastructure projects like the REM in Montreal are well advanced.
So I want to thank you very much for the answer. So none is the answer, and I just wanted to make that clear for all Canadians, because I don't think that we got that in the last round. I want to know if the department thinks that this delivery model, that has built absolutely no projects, is seen and is viewed as successful.
What I can say is the demand for infrastructure across the country is large. And when we look at the tools to be able to get the infrastructure that we need as a country, we need to look at different models in place and different tools at hand. The Canada Infrastructure Bank is one tool of many that we have. The Canada Infrastructure Bank looks at trying to bring in private sector and institutional investment, both of those. And I know that StatsCan has a different definition for public versus private, and institutional that goes into the public domain. But that is, I think, an important tool. So the building of infrastructure is not completely on the tax base of Canadians, and that's where the innovative model of the Canada Infrastructure Bank comes in. And they are advancing and have made progress in the last couple of years of different projects and an array that the minister has outlined some to advance for the needs of Canadians in the needs for infrastructure in this country.
Thank you, Deputy Minister. I want to stay on this because we heard claims of a bold multiplier effect, 2 to 1, 4 to 1, even higher. All of this private capital that you've talked about just sitting and waiting to jump on big projects. But what we're not seeing, I think what we are seeing now is essentially a version of corporate welfare. My predecessor, or the shadow minister for the critic for infrastructure, raised the issue of Fort Sink last time with the minister who preceded this one. That was a company that made $9 billion a year. But we could use almost any of that on projects on the list. So my predecessor asked the former minister, and she didn't answer. So I'm wondering if we can get an answer from officials about that multiplier effect, about private capital, about whether you think this is at all successful, given there is so little in terms of accomplishment of actual projects or private capital coming in to what you call a bank.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the question. As we look at, again, the infrastructure that we need, the Infrastructure Bank has advanced on 33 different projects. They are bringing in institutional, and we do want institutional capital investing in Canadian infrastructure. They bring in a different discipline in innovation and a risk transfer into different projects that are important. And as I mentioned, it's one tool of many that we have for advancing infrastructure needs within the country.
I want to just change gears because I know that I have just a few moments left, but Mrs. Ashton raised the Green Inclusive Community Building programs, or perhaps it was the minister in response to her question. And the program was established early last year, and the applicants were required to submit their proposals at the beginning of July. And many, many non-for-profits, including many in the area that I come from, in the GTA, had spent thousands of dollars putting together environmental audits in order to ensure that they met the terms and conditions of this program. So they're desperately waiting for decisions, and it's been 7 months, and there's no sign of life from any official in the department. So my question is will there be a call to any of these non-for-profits? Has the minister asked for an update from the department on any of these applications that not-for-profits, particularly in the area that I come from, have spent thousands of dollars trying to put together?
Thank you for the question. That particular program has been seen as extremely relevant and therefore popular. So we've got hundreds of applications that are in the final throes of being evaluated, and I would think that you will see in due course some outcomes and some decisions on that particular program. There was a handful made just before the election, and then more will be coming in the weeks and months to come.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lantsman. The